I don't want you alarmed by the headline for this story, but the headline is alarming. And the deeper detail from the story is alarming on two fronts. And we'll go into both fronts as it is, but it's a basic, wow, this doesn't make any sense. And it's basic, wow, this is a bit dystopian. This is a bit go over the edge. The headline for the story, and this story I'm going to give credit to my local NBC affiliate, KARK Channel 4 here in Little Rock, where I got the link from, but it's obviously a national story. Headline they have posted on their website using it directly is U.S. storing DNA from migrant children in criminal database. Now, let that wash over you for a quick second while I roll into the actual script, because it's the headline that sounds scary, and then when you think about it, it's the thought process that sounds even scarier. What exactly is happening? And of course, as we've been saying a lot here in this time that we live in, unintended consequences and things you didn't expect to happen, and who gets come after next, who do they come after next, always comes into play. Now, Customs and Border Protection Agency, the CBP, has been collecting DNA samples from migrant children and teenagers, including some as young as 4 years old, uploading them to a database for combined DNA index systems called CODIS, and a national criminal database, if you will. The practice has been going on since not recently, but 2020. So resulting in over 1.5 million DNA profiles being added to CODIS, with more than 133,000 belonging to minors. Minors, people who have not yet committed crimes, but minors in the system going forward. Now, the DOJ justifies this and says that the collection of DNA, the extensive collection of DNA, is a means to assess potential public safety threats, aiding in solving future crimes. However, privacy experts and civil rights advocates have raised concerns about the indefinite storage of genetic material from individuals who haven't been charged with any crime whatsoever. The report by Georgetown University's Center of Privacy and Technology criticizes the program as significant overreach and disproportionately affects immigrants and minority communities. If you are targeting young people of minority groups who are here based off their illegal status anyway, then you may have a reason to target them later on for whatever reason. Maybe because they're illegal, you want to send them all back. Maybe you're looking for someone to pin something on. It's all up in the air on that privacy and those concerns there, especially since these are children who have no reason for you to believe they have done anything yet, whose database information may be there for decades to come. CBP, their policy generally exempts individuals under 14 from DNA connection, but guess what? They're doing it anyway. Field officers have discretion to collect them from certain circumstances. Led to DNA being collected from children as young as 4, as we already said. The collected DNA is stored indefinitely by the FBI, raising concerns about the long-term implications of such surveillance. If you take a 4-year-old's DNA, how long will you watch them see till they do something so you can match them up? This expansion of collection and practices at the border highlights the growing reliance on biometric data in immigration enforcement itself. Critics argue that these measures blur the lines between civil immigration proceedings and criminal investigations, potentially infringing on the rights of individuals who have not been accused of any wrongdoing. The development underscores the ongoing debate over the balance between national security measures and protection of individuals' privacy rights, especially concerning vulnerable populations such as migrant children. These are people, and they are people, with no way to defend themselves because they are children. They don't have many real rights, to be honest. So you have to let them live as they did live. The two issues being, one, you're taking DNA samples from children as young as 4 years old and holding on to them indefinitely is kind of creepy and really could be, at least for my eyeballs here, some sort of invasion of privacy, especially if you're holding them for forever, waiting for something to happen. The second thing is, yes, they are targeting specific populations. Migrants who can be whatever, just anyone who is not a native here to states. And it's an issue where essentially at some point in time, you're going to start looking for folks and looking for DNA and targeting them directly. It's what happens. It's what the movies do. And what we're finding out, what the movies do, tend to be how they play out in real life when these things happen. So we have that to play with. We're not taking everyone's DNA. Yes, we do fingerprints and footprints for babies for tracking periods just to make sure that they are safe in some cases. But it's not something that you're going to do on a national level. It's not a national database just in case a baby gets lost. You can pull it up there. Or in case they do a crime, you can pull up their fingerprints 20, 40 years later. DNA doesn't change. DNA will be there forever. And if they need to track somebody directly, they can see where they are. So if the new rate is we all get our DNA tested and we have it tracked back and forth, so be it. If everyone's living in this dystopian world, then I guess we're going to live in it. But if we're targeting special people and targeting these children, I've got questions. You got questions? You got comments? Let me know in the comments what's your comments or your questions.